I think there's some people annoyed, frustrated by something. I'm curious when people come
about
down.
What? Well, I should say about what today.
Well, and probably what I'm about to say, but mostly it's about something that could be viewed as disrespect. So, the NFL Week 10 started last night, right? Eagles are in Green Bay on Monday night, and the Eagles, I think, generally are viewed here as a better team than the Green Bay Packers, right?
Yes.
They beat them in the playoffs last year.
Beat them a few times.
They have more wins right now. They have better Super Bowl odds right now. Yet, Hugh, as we look forward to the game on Monday, the Eagles are underdogs in the game. I mean, and it has been there the entire week. And we can't even now say, oh, maybe AJ won't play, maybe Saquon won't. They both practiced yesterday. So that is understood that those guys are likely to be back and ready to go for the football game. The Eagles are 2.5-point underdogs Monday night in Green Bay. And Hugh, I know you don't think the Packers are that great.
I don't.
It sounds like when I hear you talk about the Packers that you would view this line maybe as a little bit of, I don't know, a little disrespect
to the
Eagles?
I'm going to tell you, okay. Joe, when we talked about this game when we were in the bye, I was confident that the Eagles were going to be favored in this game.
You were.
And I understand that, going to another place's home is like, what, 2.5 or something like that? You get like 2.5 a home field or whatever. Yeah, it used to be 3. Now it's probably more like 2, but somewhere in that range. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, but I still think the Eagles would be favored in this game. They weren't. That was surprising to me, especially when you're given the history of these two teams and they've played each other recently.
There we go.
Put the fries in the bag. They played each other recently.
Yeah.
So it was surprising to me. It was surprising to me that was the case. Yeah. So I guess if that's the word we're using, disrespect, it fits. It fits.
Yeah, so look, I understand why some people would view it that way, and Hugh Douglas is not a Packer guy. I mean, clearly he's a Lion guy, not a Packer guy on this show. I got to tell you.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I know you're scared of the Lions next week, and we all know that already. I do not feel the Eagles are being disrespected here. I actually think that we're going a little bit overboard. Not that I think the Packers are the best team in the league or great, but we're going a little overboard with like, oh my God, the Packers lost to the Panthers. The Eagles are way, way, way better.
Guys, Sunday.
Yeah, right. Any given Sunday. And we're just coming off of 2-3 weeks ago, we lost to the Giants. I mean, that's the NFL, right? Good teams will drop a game here or there. When I look at this game on Monday, it feels to me like a toss-up game. The Eagles, you could trust them more, and they very, very likely to win the game.
Feel like they're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, of course they are. But can we not pretend? I think the bye has kind of weirdly made us change our opinion on the Eagles. Has this been a consistently excellent team this year? The Eagles, have they been a consistently excellent team? No. I mean, they haven't. When was the last time the Eagles beat a good team? Because by my count, it's September when they beat the Bucs. The last 3 wins they have, or 2 wins, excuse me, are against the Giants and the Vikings with Carson Wentz. It's not like we have played our best football. Now, there's certain things trending in the right direction. The passing game certainly, and the bye helps us get a little healthier. But I don't know. I mean, the Eagles haven't played great football for most of this season. The Packers, when you look statistically, are better at almost everything. Let me just reel off some of these. Yards per play on offense.
You coming with numbers, Joe?
I got some numbers for you on a Friday. Well, I'm trying to understand why the number is the number. Because you told me the Packers stink. You told me the Eagles should be favored. Let's just look at the numbers, right? Yards per play. Packers are 5th in the NFL on offense. Eagles are 16th. Third down percentage this season. The Packers are 2nd in the NFL. The Eagles are 28th. First downs per game. The Packers are 2nd. The Eagles are 26th. Let's go to the defensive side. Yards per game allowed. Packers are 5th. Eagles are 23rd. Third down defense. The Packers are 6th. The Eagles are 26th. Points allowed. They're 8th. We're 19th. Guys, I don't think this is disrespect. I think the line is what it is. The Packers have been more impressive statistically the entire season, and they both have 2 losses, and the Packers are at home.
You know what the thing is, Joe, and I think this is how most people feel. It's the stats say one thing, and you're right. When you think about it like that, that sounds pretty impressive. But I feel like the NFL is a soap opera every year it comes around.
Sure.
And the Packers have been exactly that. You talk about, I forgot the offensive lineman's name, who at the beginning of the season, when they get ready to play the Browns, man, we can go undefeated.
That was a dumb thing to say.
They put the fries in the bag. And they go out and they get beat by the Browns. Michael Parsons comes back and says, this ain't a trap game.
Yeah.
And then they get beat by the Carolina Panthers. The stats sometimes can be deceiving. Mm-hmm. And when you talk about consistency, even though the stats look one way, like the times that I've seen the Green Bay Packers play, I could say they look just as inconsistent as the Eagles. even though their record is better. Because I think right now they're the number one seed if we were to start
No,
a playoff.
it's the Eagles.
No, it flipped because they lost. I'm sorry.
So they lost. They're 5-2-1. We're 6-2. Technically, 6-2 is a higher winning percentage.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it is. And they're susceptible to the run. I think that was one of the things that happened last week. They were susceptible to the run. We had Jason Avano on, which we're going to have every Wednesday now. Shout out to him. He was talking about that crack toss. Mm-hmm. And that gave me PTSD because I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. There's some opportunities there for us in that aspect of the game. I just feel like the Eagles are trending in the right direction. Everything you said about the Eagles is true. We've had our best game against a Kameda-Tan. Yes. No question about that. But on the flip side of that Kameda-Tan beat our ass a few weeks ago.
You're right. And look, the Eagles are trending in a better direction. I think the bye is actually making us feel better than the reality. The Eagles are a good team, and they're going to be in the mix, and they won the division already. We went over that early in the week. We raised the banner. But the idea that this has been a perfect season, like, no.
It hasn't.
It hasn't. Until 2 weeks ago, we didn't feel right about this team. And the Eagles haven't won a game against a good football team since September. Now, they won 3 against good football teams, the Chiefs and the Rams and the Bucs. Those are good wins in September. But like the last time I saw the Eagles win against a good team, it was September. It is November now. That month of October, when we look back at the end of the season, what is that? We lost to the Broncos, who are good but very flawed. That game last night was a joke. They lost the Giants once. They beat the Giants once. That's a bad team. And we beat the Vikings with Carson Wentz, and even that was kind of close. 2-1-5-5-9-2-94-94. Look, the Eagles they have a great chance to win this game Monday, but the idea they're being disrespected here, this is a crazy line. I don't see that. I think it is what it is. The Packers are small favorites in the game. I think they probably should be. 2-1-5-5-9-2-94-94. Kyle, what are you feeling here as the Eagles are 2.5-point dogs Monday night?
Yeah, we're talking about putting fries in the bag. Jordan Love should be putting fries in the bag. I mean, Jordan Love is the most overrated quarterback, I think, on planet Earth. Did you see that interception he threw against the Panthers last week?
He's had a couple of those.
I thought my screen froze because I didn't see any Packers in it. I was it must have frozen.
Might have been the worst interception I've ever seen. Yeah. I want to talk about the last time the Eagles beat a good football team. The Packers probably haven't beat a good football team since week 1. The Lions. They beat the Commanders, who might have been okay, but they're definitely not a good football team right now. Lost to the Browns. You have a 40-40 tie with the Dallas Cowboys, dude. Mm-hmm. They beat the Bengals, not a good football team, beat the Cardinals, who just benched their quarterback, and they beat the Steelers, who have one more win than the Vikings do.
Steelers a decent win.
Oh, they have one more win than the Minnesota Vikings do.
Yep.
I mean, now, I understand the Eagles had that blemish when they lost to the Broncos. They blew that lead, and then they lost to the Giants, but the Eagles are currently playing, I think, better football. Like, the Eagles are trending upwards. The Packers just lost to the Carolina Panthers at home. You can't lose to the Carolina Panthers at home. I mean, that's pathetic. Like, I don't know. I've never thought. I think the Packers right now are riding off of the hype that they got after the Micah Parsons trade and going into the season. They're not a very good football team. They're not a good football team. I mean, their head coach is soft. Their quarterback is a fraud. And their defense is fraudulent as hell, too. And they're exuding loser energy.
We're
going to go in there. We're going to go in there and take them down.
All right. I agree that they've got some loser vibes to them. They had it last year, too. LaFleur's soft. I'm with you. Why are they so much better than us in all these categories? Like, if we're that much better, how are they better in yards per play allowed, third down percentage, first down? Like, these are real things that win football games. Third downs, first downs, you play yards allowed. Like, it's not close either. They're top 10 in all those stats I gave you. That's 6 categories. We are middle of the pack or towards the bottom. So I don't think it's disrespectful. Now, the Eagles go out there Monday and kick their ass and make this look ridiculous. I'm just saying, going into the game, I'm not like, what? We're underdogs?
We've been playing much better competition.
Not in the last month.
Well, but I mean, just in general over the season, if we're talking about like the averages or whatever, and like the all those statistics that you shared, like the Eagles have played a much tougher schedule. Like they've played tougher teams.
Yeah, the toughest game is probably the Lions game in week 1.
Yeah, by the way, and we have more wins than Green Bay. Like that might skew things. The fact that we played the Rams, we played the Bucs, the Broncos, really good defense. Like that makes it tough. The Packers are beating up on teams like the Bengals, the Commanders, by the way, and losing to teams like the Browns and the Panthers.
And when I'm just looking at the schedule, and their schedule was more favorable towards the beginning than I would say ours was. We got off to a slow start. No question about it. Not taking anything away from the Green Bay Packers because they are a professional team and they play professional teams. But when you look at the lineup that they had, it's not exactly a murderer's row. You talk about the Commanders, the Commodores in the second game of the season, the Browns, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Cardinals, and then the Steelers.
Yeah,
so,
we face tougher schedules.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, I'm not going to sit on here and poo-poo them because of who they played, but they were in better position to be the stats to be more friendly for them than they were for us because we did get off to a slow start and we are starting to trend in the right direction.
Look, guys, I agree with that. They are. I'm just saying we're basing a lot of this on I think the bye came at the perfect time for us.
Yes.
We feel better because
totally agree.
We got to break off our best game, right? If the bye had come after a loss, we would have been sitting on a loss for 2 weeks, talking about all our warts. The Eagles haven't had consistent excellence this year. They've had bursts of it. They've had a good moment. They've had a good. Again, they haven't beaten a good team since the end of September. It's not their fault. That's the schedule. But I get why they're underdogs. I don't think this is disrespectful. You may disagree. You may agree. I don't think it's disrespectful. They're underdogs on the road in Green Bay. 215-592-9494. Where do you come down? Is it disrespectful? The Eagles are underdogs Monday night in Green Bay against the Packers.